Alright, this is Phoebus Apollo once again, and we're going to take another look at one last emulator, and this one is MAME, the Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator. This is going to be my last look at emulators, because my emulator look is just sort of a very rudimentary way to get people sort of the same viewpoint that that you get when you play it. And I'm just trying to expose people to that. And for the most part, I mean, besides a couple emulators that I'm kind of interested in, but aren't really in very good phases of development, like the Dreamcast emulator, or the which is Null DC was the one I was going to look at, and the GameCube emulator Dolphin, which is another one I was going to look at. For the most part, there's not too many emulators that I actually will probably ever run into play or try to play. The Sega system emulators are all kind of silly, and this wasn't my era, I guess, or whatnot. So, Multiple Machine Arcade Emulator is an emulator that emulates many different arcade machines. So that means if it's an arcade game, you could probably play it on MAME. And this is the Windows interface of it, MAME 32. So, as far as the emulator features go, because there's such a large library of games, it's kind of difficult to get it managed in the games and the actual emulators' main indexes. I mean, it does have some little categorizations and it tries to get you by manufacturer, but let me tell you, it's really hard to find what you want to actually play in here. And the options are kind of difficult because each different game has its own different kinds of options, like different numbers of like players and different kinds of inputs that it needs, and this has to cover them all. So and unfortunately too, the screen is a bit bigger than my actual filming window when it plays a game, so whatever. But a fresh install of it will give you pretty functional, pretty basic gaming platform, and it doesn't require a whole lot of configuration to get in and try some games. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we're just gonna dig through to find Dig Dug, because Dig Dug's a classic, and 1982 Namco. And yes, I know this doesn't really fit the screen. The resolution for Dig Dug for an original arcade machine was really long, very vertical, sort of up and down. So it was kind of a weird shape. So I'm not quite getting a filming on this, but whatever. Alright, press any key. And this will give you an idea, and you can actually see the RAM check and the game load window, just like if you turned on the original Dig Dug machine, So here's Dig Dug, and just like an arcade machine, we have to enter some coins before we can begin playing. So let's do that. Let's enter in our virtual coins. I entered like $6 in just now, and it's going to keep making noise. Okay. And we'll play a one-player game. Alright. And, let's give it a couple, little moments here. And, it might be actually a little skittery because of Camtasia, but for the most part, it's pretty smooth gameplay. So, yeah. You suck. For those who don't remember Dig Dug is a really fun kind of just basic quarter cruncher. And, you go through and you dig out some dirt. You crush things with, you try to crush things with the rocks, because you get a decent bonus for that. And then, before the enemies decide to leave the level, you're sort of obliged to kill them all, or they'll come and get you eventually. Now, a dragon thing is kind of a pest, because it squirts fire, and squirt is not the appropriate term, but that's what it does. Oh shit. Oh man, I'm getting major lag trying to even do this. Another, one thing to note about MAME is because it emulates so many different environments, it definitely does need to be configured properly before play. And every time you play a different game, you're probably going to want to reconfigure the controllers, which can be accessed via the tab. There's an interface on the tab menu, like so, that lets you go through and set game dip switches, which is, you know, common way to make a configuration on a arcade game was the dip switches. So, you know, you configure that, and you want to do it for every game. One note is that I did have a lot of fun playing the Simpsons stand-up arcade game. I configured all of the players to play with one joystick. So I was actually able to control the whole Simpsons family with the one joystick, which made it sort of like more like a tactical type gameplay. I thought that was pretty fun. Fuck, did not get the dragon with that. That's kind of lame. So, you know, definitely a really great way to play some games. And, I don't have this configured as I should. But whatever. Oh, you son of a bitch, dragon. Son of a bitch. Alright. And I think that's enough of that shenanigans. As you can see, it's pretty basic. And, there's lots of different features because it had a lot of different games it emulated for. So, thank you for watching. I hope you watched them all, or watched all the different little emulators that I clipped, and I hope you get a chance to play some of these because they're pretty fun. And, you know, hopefully next time if I do anything revolving around emulators or doing little screen grab videos like this, it will be actually like a let's play for a game, like, and actually go through a game instead of just showing you an emulator or two. But, alright. And definitely pay attention soon for my video blog coming. I will have a new video blog sometime in the not too distant future, which could technically be a couple months from now, but I'm going to consider that the not too distant future just for posterity's sake. And, you know, thank you for watching.